Welcome to the 7 News Review, your quick recap of the top local and state stories this week from Southwest Oklahoma and beyond. I'm Dave Hunter, and here's what you need to know. Our top story this week, the federal government shutdown could lead to a suspension of SNAP benefits beginning in November, now just a little over a week away. According to Oklahoma DHS, nearly 700,000 Oklahomans are active SNAP participants. The Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma, which works directly with community food banks in the state, said it's prepared to step up to help meet the needs of Oklahomans. The nonprofit said it, along with its 1,300 partners across central and western Oklahoma, are ready to serve should the shutdown continue through November 1st. And our local Lawton Food Bank is doubling the chances for families in Lawton to receive food in November. Every family will now be able to make one visit between November 3rd and November 14th, then a second visit between November 17th and November 26th. In addition, families can come for a produce pop-in on November 14th. Those who are in need of assistance don't have to provide documentation. Next, the City of Lawton names Jerry Askins as interim city attorney. Askins was born and raised in Duncan, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and Juris Doctor from the University of Oklahoma. She has served in multiple roles at the state level, including the Oklahoma House of Representatives, Oklahoma Administrative Office of the Courts, and as Lieutenant Governor from 2007 through 2011. Her most recent role was at Cameron University, where she served as interim university president before being succeeded by Dr. Shane Hunt. Lawton Mayor Stan Booker expressed his excitement regarding the news, citing Askins' experience and leadership. And finally, your 7 News team had the chance to tour the now Oklahoma Department of Corrections Red Rock Correctional Center, formerly known as the Lawton Correctional Facility. The Oklahoma Department of Corrections officially took over operations of what was known by many as the most violent prison in the state from GEO on July 25th. Around 3 months later, officials are showcasing Red Rock as a fresh start for the prison and for Oklahoma Corrections. Here's that full story.
Everybody here knew things were going to change from GEO's way to DOC's way. We're a blank canvas.
The Oklahoma Department of Corrections officially took over operations of the former Lawton Correctional Facility from GEO on July 25th. Around 3 months later, officials are showcasing Red Rock Correctional Facility as a fresh start for the prison and for Oklahoma Corrections. However, some aspects of Lawton Correctional still remain, as the prison has retained 92% of staff from GEO. It's a move that has pleasantly surprised Warden David Rogers.
In a massive transition like this, I really expected issues. Staff have not been an issue. The staff here are great. If anything, it is so far beyond my expectation of what I had that it's amazing.
In fact, many of the equipment and facilities have remained largely unchanged, from advanced X-ray equipment upon entrance to operations that have inspired officials.
The card system that we use for our security for days off, it scared me. It was something I've never done. I was very old DOC on that way. I was scared to change. And it's worked out beyond my wildest ideas. It's great for staff morale, it's great for staffing.
However, for the inmates, change was something Rogers said was needed. He says the facility wants to offer inmates opportunities, such as VOTEC programs, culinary programs, substance abuse treatment, and more. For Rogers, Red Rock Correctional looks to focus on rehabilitation. However, that choice will be left up to the inmate.
If you want help, you want your sobriety, you want something like that, you want to go back and be a productive member of society, we have things that can help you get there.
One of those visiting the facility for the first time since the takeover agrees.
We need to prepare them so they can be successful once they get out with some kind of career training, with driver's license, just basic things like that.
Oklahoma State Senator Darby Yeck of Kingfisher stated he wasn't a big fan of the state's purchase of the facility. However, he has hope moving forward after hearing from prison officials firsthand.
What I saw, for the most part, the facility's been well maintained. Very impressed with the warden and the staff that I saw here, so things seem to be going well.
For Warden Rogers and ODOC officials, The commitment remains to reshaping the blank canvas at Red Rock Correctional Center. However, with the state's takeover of a private facility comes growing pains. The facility no longer pays property tax due to its state ownership. This means Comanche County will no longer receive over $800,000 in property taxes. It's a concern that your 7 News team is looking into, with an update from officials on the way. For 7 News, I'm Cole Brumbelow.
Now, here are some of the top stories making headlines across Oklahoma and Texas this week. Former Oklahoma Speaker and now Governor hopeful Charles McCall appears to have taken the lead in the Republican primary for Oklahoma governor. That's according to new polling that shows a dramatic shift in voter preferences over the past 2 months. The Stratus Intelligence Survey, conducted in the middle of October among 806 likely Republican primary voters, shows McCall leading Attorney General Gettner Drummond 45% to 37% in a head-to-head matchup. In a projected runoff scenario, McCall's advantage increases to 49% versus Drummond's 36%. The results represent a significant reversal from earlier in the race when Drummond was widely considered the front-runner for the Republican nomination. But that wasn't the only headline containing Drummond's name. This week, Drummond demanded answers from the Oklahoma Health Care Authority regarding pediatric benefits. Drummond sent a letter to the OHCA director on Wednesday, and in that letter, the Attorney General said small community-based providers are being financially strained by out-of-state corporations. And finally, an Oklahoma legislator announced the results of an interim study into data centers and their impact on the state. Representative Amanda Clinton of Tulsa conducted the study before the Oklahoma House Utilities Committee. During the study, she discussed the impact on the state's water resources and power grid. Clinton said she sought the study following concerns about the amounts of water the large-scale centers consume. The study confirmed this, however. She noted alternative technologies to help with mitigation. And before we wrap up, here are a few community quick hits. First, this week we learned that Lawton's new aquatic center generated over $50,000 in revenue during its first 33 days of operation. The numbers were discussed during Monday's Capital Improvement Program Advisory Committee meeting at City Hall, where department heads reviewed current CIP projects. Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation Kelvin Ingram said the aquatic center has drawn thousands of visitors since opening 2 months ago. Second, if you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, you'll be excited to learn that you can now watch the defending NBA champions with KSWO, as the Thunder will simulcast 4 games across Channel 7. The first game against the Atlanta Hawks will be broadcast on MeTV. That's this Saturday at 6:30. Over on KSWO, you can watch the Thunder's matchup against the San Antonio Spurs. That'll be December 23rd at 7:30. Then in 2026, 2 more games will be broadcast to KSWO, a January 17th matchup against the Miami Heat and a February 20th matchup against the Brooklyn Nets. Both games will tip off at 7 in the evening. And lastly, this week we brought you a story detailing how St. John's Missionary Baptist Church has been feeding the community for about 4 decades, and now their service is needed more than ever. From SNAP recipients to federal workers who've been furloughed, a lot of people are facing food insecurity as this government shutdown continues. Deacon Harold Davis said that the church has seen more people these days, and they expect even more to come. Despite the influx of people coming to eat, the church's feeding ministry is continuing to do what it does best, filling stomachs with hot meals. Whether you're looking for food or clothes, everything is free, no matter who you are or what you do. Just go to St. John's Missionary Baptist Church between 11:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. You only need to bring yourself. Well, that's this week's 7 News Review. I'm Dave Hunter, and for more on these stories and the latest breaking news, head over to kswo.com or download the 7 News app. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week with another 7 News Review.